after month one, how do you become visible? Like you've been in the shades. You are a batch of maybe 100, 200 students that are there. Everyone is doing the same thing. They've been taught the same thing. And everyone is mentor. But now the thing comes in everyone's mind, which is fine, but how do I start becoming visible to the maybe management, maybe that program owner? How do you start from what is the starting of becoming visible? Like if I give you, before you answer, for me, if I remember my moment was I wrote an email to my trainer of that particular program, and it was a summary maybe of a call that happened for maybe 30 minutes. And I summarized everything and I sent it to my trainer, and he responded by CCing his lead. And that was a great job for me. At least I became visible by that thought. That was my instance, which is about 22 years old. But what do you think about this?
When actually you get into the organization and go through this orientation program, it's just not you are going to see always your trainer.
Exactly.
You are not going to see your buddy.
Yes.
But every day there are leader interactions also going to happen. They are going to come in between to say hello, to welcome you, and making sure that everything is going well. There are leaders who have given their intention to take these freshers into their respective towers or account. They will be equally interested to come and see how the progress is going on. So that interaction starts from the day one itself. The day one itself, you are going to see a lot of leaders from the HR, from your finance team will come, your comp benefit team, you are going to see them. You are going to see the facilities, securities leaders also, and some of the practice leaders also, right? So that journey actually starts from the day one itself. And what also we do, part of this program, we create a lot of transparency sessions, right? We have made that mandated that for every fresher, at least he or she should go through should attend two of such sessions, where we bring one of the visiting senior leader in the room, and they interact with the freshers, and with the confidence and trust given to the fresher that whatever happens or questions being asked, they remains within them that itself, right? So that's that they are open to listen any sort of feedback, positive, negative, and that's where one thing, the important for fresher also becomes when they get into these kind of events, they need to be vocal also.
Yes, absolutely.
They need to be asking more and more questions.
Yes.
No question is going to be good or bad. But if you are going to ask questions, of course, in the team of 40, 50, if there are 3, 4, 5 are vocal, definitely they are going to get more attention of the leaders compared to others. So it is very important for them to be, in order to be visible, they need to be more vocal communicator. They need to be proactive in taking some of the initiatives.
And this is, sorry.
I just wanted to just add one more thing here. There are multiple themes we have created. There are multiple groups we have created within the organization. There are multiple clubs we have created within the organization.
Yes.
So everybody has got some other talent, right? Over and above the technical or what the expected is. Whether you are some maybe in the good in singing, some maybe in the good in painting, drawing, photography. There are multiple clubs around that. I encourage them to join one of those clubs of their interest. When they become the part of course, outside their usual day-to-day out work, they are getting also interacted with the people who are actually in those communities, right? And we also encourage them to be part of some of the ERGs, right? Where if somebody is, suppose interested in some initiative which is more to do with the persons with the disability, right?
Correct.
They can join the Access ERG. If somebody, like to be part of some of the, they are more into, liking the community services, right?
Tree plantation.
They can join the CSR and they can participate in those activities. Those are also giving them opportunity to, be more visible. So there are multiple ways we enable employees to participate all of those and
Yeah.
be more visible.
And
Rewards and recognition is another tool.
Yes.
If somebody is going to perform out of way, exceeding the expectations, making client smile, or there's a lot of
Yes,
innovative things which we can expect from the freshers, those ideas can be rewarded, those actions can be rewarded, and then again it becomes gives them an opportunity to be visible.
And asking question also gives them the visibility, right? Like you said, right? Now, I want to ask you this, and I want to take you back in time when you were a fresher and you had joined your first orientation. How did you got over this fear? Because I'm going to use the word fear because of asking question. Sometimes you think in the head 15 times, पूछूं या नहीं पूछूं. They might say, what is this question? How did you got over that?
Honestly, I did not ask too many questions.
Uh-huh.
And because, of course, like any other fresher, I was also going through that fear of unknown, right? What they will feel about this, whether I'm going to look stupid.
Yeah.
But in the current scenario, in the current days, I encourage them, right, to ask as many questions as they. This is one of the things which actually going to, take out that fear, right?
Out, yes.
Once they are going to bring that in their habit.
Yeah. Wow. Yes. Great point. Yes.
Throughout their,
Yes.
the journey
Yeah,
in this anywhere, whether it's inside the organization, outside the
yeah,
organization, that hitch is going to go away, right?
Yes. Yes. Now, other point I'm trying to break down is you said about transparency talks. You said about meeting with the leaders, and I think as part of entity data, this has given me so much of confidence and comfort when you have a chance to speak to a leader with no judgment. It encourages a lot of things that I cannot speak somewhere else. But if I'm in a no judgment space, I can use that. Can you talk a little bit more about transparency talks? How is it conducted, and the leadership connect? How are they done? Like, do they come, or is it a planned one? They are aware of that they are coming. What is the process?
Of course, these are the planned sessions. It may be also sometimes when actually we have leaders visiting us and they got some time in an unplanned way, we can also go and tell them these are the talents we have hired to transform our organization to the next stage, right? They come and they address the freshers, but at the same time, many times we would plan these events, because I said in the beginning that we make sure that these freshers attend at least 2 of such sessions, right?
Yeah.
So at least we ensure that there are 2 opportunities they need to be part of, but at the same time there are more multiple leaders are visiting throughout the year. They also equally interested to meet these fresh talents, and seed them their visions into these freshers, make them feel pride about
the culture of the company.
I would say it's a more of telling them what they have in mind to take this organization to the next stage, right? The strategy, there are a lot of changes always going to happen, right? They make sure that they are transparent and open to share all of those information with their employees and especially with these freshers also.
And Pradeep, there were so many good things that we were discussing before this podcast, and I want to bring them as well. You mentioned something which stayed with me for the freshers, and you said freshers are disruptors.
Yeah,
that is such a heavy statement, and I don't think freshers get to hear this. They are just being
they
seen.
are going to love to hear this,
Yes,
Kunal.
yes.
Freshers are disruptors. They are innovators, right?
Yes.
They are the one actually who can ask any questions to you. They will ask, they will make you to also uncomfortable at times.
Yes.
They may challenge your processes, right?
Yes.
They may come out with new ideas.
Yes.
So this is in a good way. The disruption is definitely needed. We all live in a disruptive world, right?
Yes.
Things are changing every day.
Yes.
And these freshers are the one who are helping us to think differently.
With this one, I would want to bring in that we are coming to the end of month 2 now. We have now, I'm assuming in this month 2, I might have started coming to the soft skills as well portion, because I'm assuming they come one after the other, right? They're
Yes.
sequential.
Sure.
So what happens, can you talk about, for a fresher to know, like what happens in the soft skills component of your orientation program? Like what is part of that? Emails, etiquettes, culture?
So when it comes to soft skill, it's always you need to learn those etiquettes, right?
Yeah.
Email writing skill is very
yes,
important.
yes, yes,
It's
yes.
not any college you can write anything.
Yeah,
So it should be more polished, right?
Professional, yeah.
Professional. When actually you talk to somebody, you also need to make sure that what are the words you should not be using
yes.
here, right?
Do's and don'ts.
Colleges, outside organization, it's a free fall, right?
Yeah.
You can use any word, but when actually you are inside the corporate, right? We have a behavioral training
yes.
just to make sure that people understand what are the acceptable behaviors within the organization.
Yes.
They should be aware.
Great. And again, I'm Pradeep, if this podcast, I would have heard this podcast 22 years back, I would have been a different person, to be honest. I think you are telling me things which are so important.